Huh! Windblade! Huh! Yeah! Yeah! Terra Smash! Yeah! Take this! Lightning Slash! Yeah! Scatter! Propagate! Ha! Go! Water Jet! Huh? Disappear! Go with the wind! Ha! Quake! To dust! Ha! Thunderclap! Bellowing thunder! Sa! Germinate! Spring forth! Yeah! Wipe out! Bombs away! Is this an answer from this world? A reward on the road. I'll keep this close. Let me at him! Look out! This is not the end. Maybe I wasn't meant for this world. Just what will we come across this time? This world is full of unsolved mysteries. There's still a long road ahead.
Mondstadt has so many windmills, doesn't it?
Well, the city is built above water, so it probably relies on the windmills to draw the water upwards.
That's correct! The winds blow through Mondstadt all year, so this supply of water is very stable. Also, the windmills are what they call visible winds, and wind chimes are called the audible winds. Paimon guesses they can be thought of as mascots and prayers to the animal Archon for protection.
Ah, mascots. So, like you then, Paimon.
No, not at all! They're made of wood, and you can't eat them in an emergency either, 'cause all you'll do is grind your teeth down.
I don't know what to say to that. I've heard that if you give tavern owners a considerable tip, they'll be willing to give some information on the down low.
You mean the angels share? But Master D-Luke seems like a very rich man. How big a tip is considerable anyway?
Maybe I might have heard wrong. Or maybe I might have heard this rumor in another world.
You sure have been to many worlds, haven't you? Cider Lake never freezes, no matter what time of year it is. The best apple ciders in Mondstadt can only be made using the fresh water from this lake. It really does taste great. Paimon could drink 2 big bottles in a second.
Wow. With your size, I can't believe that you can drink that much liquid. And not explode like an animo slime.
Paimon has a special stomach just for tasty drinks.
A special stomach? I have so many questions about how this world works.
Paimon finds that hard work heartily works here in Mondstadt.
Why do you say that?
Just look at Huffman from the Knights of Favonius. He does his best at his duties every day. But the ever-relaxed Captain Kaya is his boss.
But isn't Jean, who works the hardest, the acting Grand Master?
Well, how about this then? Venti's the god of Mondstadt, and he's the laziest of them all.
Sure would be nice to spend a night at the Goth Grand Hotel.
Paimon thinks so too. The rooms are sure to be big and clean.
Still, I've heard Mr. Goth say that they've had all kinds of strange problems ever since the Fatui moved in. The electro-sissons that their mages brought in attracted a lot of dust with static electricity, which ended up killing a lot of those sissons. Then, someone mixed up the mist grass pollen in the pepper, and the agents ended up brawling amongst themselves, each insisting that the other owed them money for wine.
Hang in there, Goth Grand Hotel.
Everyone says that Mondstadt is the land of the wind. but I wonder which direction the seasonal winds come from.
Why don't we ask Venti?
He'll probably just dodge the question with a or something.
True. The Animal Archon is just a tone-deaf bard. What does he know about the wind?
So here in Mondstadt, alchemy is practiced out on the streets?
Is that so strange?
In many of the worlds I've been to in the past, alchemy has always been a secretive art. Watching alchemy being practiced as a part of daily life is like being in a world where people have 3 stomachs.
Paimon thinks only having one stomach is weird.
Are you serious?
What do you think?
Tevat's day and night both seem particularly short. The skies here are full of stars, but they aren't the same as the ones seen from my home. I wonder if the fates of people from Tevat are also related to their constellations.
Oh? Do you know how to read the stars too? That's amazing! Not a lot of people outside Sumeru can do it. Paimon's curious. Come on, do a reading for me, quick!
The night sky pictured on Paimon's cape flows with the light of many stars, and also of the deep ocean. The movement of these stars tells me that, in say 7 days from now...
In 7 days what?
Something good or something bad might occur.
Right. Your theory sounds as rock solid as a geo-slime, and about as brainy, too.
On the way back to Mondstadt after rescuing Dvalin, we finally got to see one of the 7 Archons, didn't we? It was interesting to see what kind of god he was.
Haven't we known Venti for quite a while now?
As Venti, yes. But still, this was the first time that we got to see him as the Animal Archon Barbados. Normally, he hides his true divinity behind the facade of a bard. What does freedom really mean when demanded of you by a god? That question that he asked Dvalin? I'm still contemplating that, you know?
Mondstadt is full of wide plains and rolling hills. People say that when Barbados made this land, he used the storm to flatten the cliffs and valleys.
Still, it looks like he missed a few spots.
Like Star Snatch Cliff?
Exactly. On the map, it almost looks as if it was meant to be the apex of a vertical structure, but ended up at the wrong orientation.
What's an apex? Paimon's heard that couplets are a traditional art form in Liyue. If you can write a line that works as a second half to one that someone else has written, you'll be well paid. But linking the couplet is hard, so it's not easy money. Not only does the rhythm need to match, but the meaning has to as well.
Care to give an example?
Wind rises, winds never churn.
But the sea of clouds always return.
Not bad. Let's not waste time here. We've got some money to make. There's a saying of Rex Lapis that's commonly used here in Liyue. Paimon thinks its rough meaning is don't play with your money. It's because the first Mora were minted from his golden form and given to humans in trust.
Kaya sure seems to enjoy playing with his money.
And that's why you shouldn't learn from him.
Well, as a child, I was taught not to play with my food.
Yup. You've got to respect your food. What are you looking at Paimon for? Walk in 7 clockwise circles, then walk in 7 anti-clockwise circles, then open your eyes.
Are you sleepwalking?
Nope. Paimon is just trying to see if that antique shop from Heart's Desire actually exists.
Well, assuming that a shop in a story does exist, what would you like to buy, Paimon?
A slime creator!
Does such a thing even exist? Lately, some Guhua clan disciples have been retelling an ancient story.
The Guhua clan, huh? Paimon bets it's a heroic story.
Several male disciples decided to partake of a contest of arms to see who would marry their female junior, and she approved.
Ooh, Paimon's heard this one. In Lille, they call this a joust for a spouse.
But the night before the contest, she stole the eldest disciple's favorite sword.
Aw, so she wanted him to lose. Poor guy.
I know, right? Forced to use a sword he wasn't used to, the eldest disciple suffered a crushing defeat. Unable to accept this result, he fell to his knees and wept.
Oh no, he must have really loved her, right?
In the end, he was forced to marry her in front of everyone.
Wait, so the loser had to marry her? Did you know the reeds in Dihua Marsh are common materials used in making paper? The solid reed cores are used to make pens, while the hollow part is used to make flutes. It's all very sophisticated. Over the years, many heroes and swordsmen have also chosen Dihua Marsh as the location of their duels. The more reeds, the more elegant the place. But in places where the reeds are the thickest, the water can be quite deep. So there are a lot of unlucky duelists who fall in and drown while the duel is on.
And what's my takeaway from all of this supposed to be?
Don't get into a fight in Dihua Marsh. Paimon's heard that in Lille, people call the crane the gentleman bird.
And do you know why that is?
Paimon's not quite sure.
Well then, let me tell you the story of the lucky crane repaying its debts. A long, long time ago, there was a kind-hearted scholar who saved a lucky crane that had fallen into a trap. Later, on a cold winter's night, a beautiful maiden came to his door asking to lodge with him. The maiden shouldered a greatsword on her back and taught all that she knew of swordsmanship to the scholar, supervising him as he studied day and night.
Wow!
Once he had finished his training, he went out into the wilds with the maiden to do good and fight for justice. 10 years later, the lucky crane took the form of a gentleman and finally came to return the favor, but discovered the couple had already lived out a fortuitous life. And that is the story known as the gentleman's 10-year debt.
Ah!
Rumor has it that Jueyun Karst is the abode of the Adepti.
Wow! The abode of the Adepti!
Perhaps we'll meet the Adepti on those cloud-piercing mountain peaks.
Wow! Meeting Adepti!
But I wonder, how would one normally communicate with the Adepti?
Wow! Communicating with Adepti!
My emergency rations seem to be going bad. Best to consume them quickly.
Ahem! Well, Paimon thinks that shouting from the mountaintop should work.
That seems more like a way of getting the attention of a hilly churl rather than an Adeptus. To think that the Geo-Archon had signed a contract with the Cryo-Archon. I wonder what the contents of their agreement were.
Paimon doesn't care who you are. Making a deal with the Tsaritsa is super dangerous.
Be that as it may. Since Morax is the god who understands the basis of contracts the best, he's definitely given this some thought.
Well, that's true. Morax himself called it the contract to end all contracts.
I trust that we will witness the truth and its denouement play out.
Well, come to think of it, while Rex Lapis enjoys visiting his people in private, he only descends officially once every year. None of the other gods do this. Does Rex Lapis have any deeper intentions?
I have my guesses. You see, those annual divine predictions have already captured the hearts of the people of Liyue too much. Round and around they analyze and scrutinize every single word, finding limitless hidden meanings within them. What do you think would happen to Liyue if such predictions were available every day?
Paimon gets it now. Paimon would be offering Rex Lapis's favorite snacks to him every day. If you could just get Mora straight from Morax's hands, who would ever need to do a day of honest work?
You made some logical leaps, but that's basically how it is.
If you want to adventure together with Benny's adventure team, you have to come prepared. Domains are very dangerous, so you should always take care to double and triple check your supplies in advance. Paimon's heard that the Adventurers Guild has compiled a list of 463 different ways of dying in these domains. If Bennett got you killed by accident, Paimon and Bennett would never forgive ourselves.
Why am I the only one dying here?
Well, that's because according to the numbers, Paimon can avoid 322 causes of death just by floating.
I suddenly don't feel like exploring these domains. I've heard that Albert, being the leader of Barbara's fan club, sometimes gets bumps and bruises on purpose so he can go to the cathedral to see her.
Paimon feels the Knights of Favonius should keep a closer watch on weirdos like that.
But it seems that a month later, Albert discovered that Bennett was managing to see Barbara far more than he was. Well, Bennett does have the natural advantage when it comes to getting injured, after all.
What is this? A Let's Bother Barbara contest? Barbara's really popular, isn't she?
Well, she is the idol of the people of Mondstadt.
Come to think of it, Paimon doesn't really know what an idol is.
It's an occupation in which one's work is to be cute, be well-loved, and earn a boatload of Mora.
Isn't that the same thing as being a mascot?
That's one way to put it. Lisa and Amber feel a bit like sisters.
Huh? Why's that?
Amber often runs errands for Lisa. Older siblings asking their younger siblings to do things for them so that they can slack off is a rather common practice. But my sister and I are the same age, so we had to decide these things via rock, paper, scissors.
Whoa! So doesn't that make you my younger brother?
What do you mean?
Well, since Paimon floats, you're the only one who can run any errands.
Seriously? Paimon, have you ever seen what Kaya looks like under that eye patch?
Nope.
So, it would seem he never takes it off.
Actually, Paimon already knows why.
Oh?
He must be hiding some big secret.
Really? A secret?
See, Kaya heads out for assignments more than anyone else. So the skin under that eye patch has to be way lighter than the rest of him.
So, if he ever takes that eye patch off...
He'll definitely become the butt of everyone's jokes. Maybe he'll even get a weird nickname. Like, say, Pasty Eye.
Guess he didn't need to take it off to get a weird nickname.
You know what a brush is, right?
Of course. Kinda like pens, but with animal hair at one end for calligraphy, right?
That's correct. They say that finely made brushes sell for high prices among Liyue's merchants.
So, would you like to make some too?
Uh-huh. But wild wolves are too fierce, so we should use razor's fur to make brushes instead. Razor's fur is all downy and soft. It'll definitely make great wolf fur brushes. We could make lots of more like this.
Brushes made like that would conduct electricity. I'm not sure we could use them. Besides, Razor isn't a wolf, nor are wolf fur brushes made from actual wolf's fur.
Huh? Why are they called wolf fur brushes then?
Well, does Cider Lake look like it's full of cider to you?
You have a point. It's time for Paimon's Little Life Tips.
Little life tips?
In Mondstadt, if there's something you can't fix, or there's something you can't get clean no matter what you do, if you ever run into something you can't handle yourself, you just need to shout this name into the skies. Noel! And everything that's troubling you will be swept away in an instant.
So this is one of the tricks to living in Mondstadt. Pretty impressive.
Fischl makes a very unique impression, doesn't she?
How so?
Well, she travels together with a talking raven for starters.
Well, I'm traveling with you. It's not all that different. Still, Oz can also translate for Fischl. You, on the other hand...
What? Paimon's way better than some bird.
How so?
Well, at least Paimon doesn't need wings to fly.
Speaking of Fischl, she also claims to be a visitor from another world. We're similar in that way. We even bring a pet along with us.
Pet? Now wait just a minute here.
But her raven, Oz, he looks cool and is polite to boot. More importantly, he can both scout and fight. Very useful indeed. Maybe I should make arrangements with Fischl to trade companions once in a while. For, say, a week or two at a time. It should be quite interesting.
Hey! Doesn't Paimon get a say in this? How do you become as popular and cool as Captain Beto?
With enough experience?
Paimon's already seen lots of things from adventuring together with you.
One also needs to experience trials and setbacks.
Paimon almost drowned that one time.
Maintain an inspirational disposition.
Uh-huh. Paimon's always rooted for you.
One must also have a mature outlook towards problems.
Hey, are you just trying to say that Paimon can't make it? How does a person become as super rich as Lady Ningguang?
Is that the only impression she gives you? Riches?
Well, there's the huge jade chamber too. But isn't that also made of Mora?
Well, you need an excellent mind.
Well, Paimon's really good at giving people nicknames.
You need to be very familiar with the workings of the markets.
A serving of fisherman's toast goes for 1,025 Mora, and no discounts, even on rainy days.
You also need to be willing to work really hard.
Okay, then. So, how do you make friends with a really rich person?
Wait, you're giving up already?
Do you think that Chi-Chi needs to drink blood?
That's not a zombie, Paimon. That's a vampire.
Then, will she transform during a full moon?
Werewolves, Paimon, not zombies.
As expected of a traveler, you really know a lot. So, what special things can zombies do?
Exercises?
That makes a lot of sense. So the ones that do exercises are zombies. Got it. Come on, Paimon will teach you how to fly. 3, 2, 1.
Ah, Paimon's gone. Well, whatever. I'm tired. Let's just sit here for a bit. I'm flying with you in my heart.
What sort of slime do you like the most?
Pyro slimes, I suppose. You can feel their warmth just by getting close. That's something you'll need in the winter.
That's very practical, as expected of a traveler.
What about you, Paimon?
Paimon likes them all. They're all very tasty.
Tasty?
Turning slimes into bubbly, lovely, jubbly meals is the Paimon special.
Well then, I suppose that's one more thing I can eat before you become emergency rations, huh, Paimon?
Paimon would rather not be on that list at all.
Do you think that we're too harsh on the hilly churls?
Well, sometimes we really do seem like children who just can't resist kicking the hornet's nest.
I think we're doing more than just kicking it. The Sleeper tribe. The hilly churls sure have interesting tribe names.
The Sleeper tribe will take any opportunity they can to take a nap. Paimon's heard that their animal skin beds are really soft. Would you like to try them?
Not going to try it yourself, Paimon?
Paimon can sleep while floating. The air is the softest bed. Pretty sweet, huh?
Just a little. The Meaty tribe? These hilly churls pick the funniest names.
The hilly churls of the Meaty tribe make regular sacrifices. The altars they build are really huge.
What do they pray for?
For meat to eat every day. It's an awesome wish, isn't it?
I suppose I should have expected that answer. The Eclipse tribe. So the hilly churls have normal-sounding tribe names like these too.
The hilly churls of the Eclipse tribe are really mysterious. All the hilly churls of that tribe can draw an eclipse symbol. But rumor has it that only the Dada Sama churl of the Eclipse tribe knows why the eclipse symbol is so revered within their tribe.
An eclipse symbol.
Did you say something?
I was asking you what sort of soup you'd like to have tonight.
Can't stop thinking about food, huh? Seems like you'd be more at home in the Meaty tribe than the Eclipse tribe. But anyway, Paimon wants boar soup. Thanks! Paimon doesn't feel so good.
What's the matter?
Paimon hasn't opened a treasure chest in so long. If this keeps up... Ooh...
If this keeps up, you'll one day get caught in a hunting trap with a single Mora as bait.
Hey! Paimon floats, so that'll never work. Wow, we've really had a lot of good food recently, haven't we? You know what they say, have food, will travel.
Won't you be unable to fly if you get fat?
Nope, Paimon never gets fat. So Paimon demands more food.
Ever eating, but never growing. Don't you fail as emergency rations then?
Yeah. Well, it sure doesn't look like you have any other candidates, so you'll have to make do with Paimon. Which do you like more, cats or dogs?
I prefer Paimon.
Aw, that's cheating. Wait, no, Paimon's not a pet. People say that if you put a star conch close to your ear, you can hear the whispers of the ocean.
Do you want to give it a go, Paimon?
No need. Paimon just heard it.
Oh? And what did the ocean say?
The ocean said that it's time to eat, so let's go. Paimon wants some fisherman's toast. We should get something tasty to eat. But Paimon doesn't want to have to go get it.
Shall we decide with a game of rock, paper, scissors then?
Ooh, okay.
All right then. Rock, paper...
Super Paimon Tornado!
What?
Paimon's been working so hard recently. Any ideas on how to relax?
Sleeping?
Sleeping's boring.
Reading?
Paimon will get dizzy.
Having a chat with some friends?
But those are all things that require thinking. And not thinking is more relaxing.
And thus the Paimon paradox, famed in the histories of philosophy in Teyvat, was put forth. Liyue's cuisine is very different from that of Mondstadt. For example, you can hardly find spicy fried dishes anywhere in Mondstadt.
That's why they say climate creates cuisine, you know? But wait, why do all of Teyvat's slimes taste the same then?
That's because you only know one way of cooking them.
Wow, a weasel thief's backpack can really hide a lot of mora.
Well, it's because weasels by nature enjoy collecting shiny objects.
Paimon's heard that the origin of the weasel thieves has something to do with the treasure hoarders. Also, aren't crows the type to collect shinies as well? Paimon wonders if Oz has a secret stash of mora that he collects behind Fischl's back.
Well, now that you mention it, Paimon, I wonder, do you?
Nope, nothing here. You won't find any mora in Paimon's shoes. No way.
Paimon, have you ever read Vera's Melancholy before?
Well, it sure sounds familiar.
That book's pretty popular, and I've heard that the author made a tidy sum off of it.
Paimon would love to make lots and lots of mora. It's decided then. Paimon will write an adventure story as well.
A Tale of Adventure by Paimon?
Correct. It'll be a story in which the brave traveler defeats the dragon, saves the world, and then sits down with his reliable companion for 10 servings of sticky honey roast.
10?
Uh-huh. A happy ending attracts the readers after all. It's decided then. We'll call it Paimon's Happiness.
Wait, what?
Have you ever had one of those super scary nightmares?
I've dreamed of falling through endless darkness without a wind glider. I've also dreamed of my sister walking away from me while I'm unable to catch up to her no matter how fast I run. She tells me that I've come too late.
Oh, yours are quite different from the ones that Paimon's had. Paimon's scariest dream was being eaten by a super giant slime.
Where do those treasure-chasing Seelie come from, I wonder?
Maybe they grow out of the ground. Or maybe they fall from trees. Well, Paimon doesn't know where they come from, but where there are Seelie, treasure's not far away.
Still, why do I feel a certain sadness every time they touch those treasures? No, it's probably just my imagination.
Well, if you don't want the treasure, Paimon can hang on to it for you, free of charge. Has anyone left a big impression on you during our recent travels? For Paimon, that's Sarah.
Timmy.
Huh? Why him?
His face comes to mind every time I've eaten a sweet madame recently. Really makes it hard to chow down.
You learn new things so quickly. You've already got such a good grasp of Teyvat's language.
You're a good teacher, Paimon. Who knows? Maybe the quality of your nasty nicknames will improve someday. What monster made the deepest impression on you?
Monsters, huh? Probably ruin guards.
Does a ruin guard really count as a monster? It's more like a machine.
Paimon thinks that you can call anything that causes us trouble and needs to be defeated a monster. Just like how we call anything that can be hunted prey.
Is that so? Well then, I think I'm finally able to classify you now, Paimon.
Huh? What do you mean?
You can be hooked and reeled in. Therefore, you're a fish.
Hey, do that again! You know, that thing!
Which one?
The one where you make your weapon disappear with a swish, and then whoosh! You make it appear behind your back again!
Oh, that? Haven't you seen that a ton already?
But Paimon hasn't figured out how you do it yet. Could you explain it?
Well, can you explain how you suddenly appear in front of me and then disappear just as suddenly?
Well, Paimon seems to have always been able to do this, but Paimon doesn't know how.
Precisely. I believe that the art of putting my weapon away follows the same principle. Maybe it's this similarity that makes us such good friends?
What do you think of treasure chests?
I believe that they were left behind by great travelers who once passed this way. Every time I open one and look at its contents, I can feel a certain kinship with those who came before.
And that's how you get adventure experience. Look into Paimon's eyes.
Something the matter?
Kaya said that people's eyes will betray them. He can tell if someone is telling the truth or not just by looking into their eyes.
Huh.
Paimon loves fisherman's toast.
That should be the truth. Well, that's also because you love everything that can be eaten. Speaking of looking into people's eyes, I remember one gaze that left a particularly deep impression on me.
Whose gaze was that?
A ruin guard's. Really made me want to poke its eye out.
Paimon's so bored. So tired.
Well, since we're bored either way, want to imitate the other knights for fun?
Huh? Isn't that a bit disrespectful?
I see you already have the knightly virtue of modesty and politeness. Very impressive.
Hey! Paimon sees what you're doing. Cut it out!
Are there pigeons around?
No. Paimon's just hungry. What Paimon needs right now is a traveler who can whip up some delicious sticky honey roast. So, who's gonna be the lucky traveler? Kazuha is a free spirit, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, he seems to be a bit of a loner, too.
Being able to explore the world at his leisure while savoring the beauty of everything around him? That doesn't sound too shabby. You aren't thinking of sneaking off to go on a solo adventure, right?
I would never leave you, Paimon.
Aw, Paimon's really happy to hear that. He Here, have this.
Monthly food expenses? 300,000 mora?
Hey, wait! Where are you going?
I suddenly feel like going solo. Maybe it's not a bad idea after all.
Please don't go! Wait for Paimon! Sayu seems to have a lot on her mind. Paimon can't understand why she'd have so many worries.
I guess this is what they call growing pains.
Paimon can't relate to that. After all, it's not Paimonly to worry too much.
Bad news! We're almost out of mora! I guess we'll have to tighten the purse strings for the next few days.
What? No!
See? You're not as carefree as you thought.
Oh, how could you break Paimon like that? Those Onikabuto bugs look so scary. The patterns on their backs are terrifying.
Do you mean those demonic patterns? It's because they don't like to fight, so they purposely evolve their patterns in a way that scares their enemies away.
That's really smart. We should try to learn a thing or two from them. We could borrow Xiao's mask. If a hilly troll saw you wearing it, do you think they'd run in fear?
I don't think Xiao would agree to that.
Yeah. How about we ask Sayu to steal his mask for us? She knows ninjutsu that allows her to vanish into thin air. She can steal it for sure. Problem solved. If we are afraid of Xiao evening the score with us, how about we steal Child's mask? We've kicked his butt many times before.
I don't think stealing other people's belongings is a good idea. Also, what if Sayu doesn't agree to all of this?
Then let's visit Albedo first. If Albedo can develop a growth serum for Sayu, she'll help us for sure.
Brilliant. Now we just need you to come up with a way to make Albedo help us.
Paimon's head is going to explode. Let's stick to festival masks for now. Lavender melons sure are useful. Their flesh can be eaten, and their skin can be processed to make dyes.
Paimon sure is useful. She can serve as my guide, and she can also give other people ugly nicknames.
Yep, thank you for your validation. Wait a minute. Is there more? Is Paimon about to get roasted? Paimon's gonna cover your mouth to stop you from talking. Have you noticed? In Inazuma, people who wear swords on their waist are a minority. Most soldiers use spears. Could it be that swords are a symbol of status? Should we wear them as well? But the swords here are all too big for Paimon. There's no other way. We'll have to find a famous swordsmith to make a custom one.
A custom-made sword will cost a lot of mora, though.
Are you saying that mora is more important than the desires of your lovely companion?
Actually, I've already prepared something for you, Paimon.
Really? Really? Let's have a look! Hey, isn't that the knife we use to cut fruit?
Well, at least it's the right size for you. What matters isn't the value of the sword, it's the fighting spirit.
Nice try, but Paimon won't fall for this, no matter how cool it sounds. Did you know there are hot springs in Inazuma?
But there are no volcanoes.
Paimon heard that the heat comes from a giant furnace. If we get the chance, Paimon also wants to check out a hot spring. Unfortunately, it seems like only the big shots are granted entry.
Let's head back to Daraupa Gorge in Mondstadt.
Huh? Why so sudden?
Back in Daraupa Gorge, the hilly trolls have a huge cauldron that's heated by flaming flowers. It should be similar to a hot spring, right? You can bathe in their soup, I guess.
In Inazuma, it's customary for parents to choose a lucky name for their child.
Those names symbolize everyone's expectations and wishes for the child, like prosperity, wealth, good health, and safety.
Because of these expectations, parents often pick extra long names and cram all sorts of blessings into them.
So, hypothetically, if one day a little girl fell into a lake on her way back home, then her friends might rush to her house and tell everyone, "Something bad happened!"
Oh, what happened?
Osvaldo Hrafnavines, Prinzessin der Verurteilung Fischl von Luftschloss Narfadort, come quick! Centennial genius astrologist Mona Magistus has fallen into the water!
Mona falling into the water doesn't sound like an emergency situation, though.
Precisely. The fast-swimming Mona would come back home around the same time her friends are done saying her name.
Inazuma's scenery is quite different than what we've seen so far.
Yeah, Inazuma's an island nation.
Before the invention of boats, how did the people living on different islands communicate with one another?
According to Yoimiya's dad, they probably use smoke signals to transmit information. Or they would commission people who could freeze the water surface to travel between the islands and deliver messages.
Whoa! If Kaya had lived in Inazuma back then, he would have been even busier than Master Gene now. Tanuki are really mysterious creatures.
I think they're really cute.
Yeah, they're cute until they start talking.
I wonder, if you couldn't talk, would you appear to be more mysterious and noble?
Are you trying to mock me? Did anyone tell you that there are monsters called Tanuki and Inazuma that can take on the form of any human they see?
I heard such rumors before. They must know some mysterious transformation techniques.
What if one day a Tanuki tricked you by transforming into Paimon? Oh no, Paimon's worried now.
No worries. I'd surely be able to tell the difference. Wait, you're just concerned about my Mora, aren't you?
Of course! No! Paimon's only concerned about your safety. Stop looking at Paimon like that. Look, just think about it. If there were two Paimons, how would you find out which one is the real one? What do you mean, hee-hee?
See, only the real Paimon would respond like that.
Paimon got tricked again. We've been passing by a lot of small shrines lately, but none of them seem to be dedicated to the Electro Archon.
They were probably built for lesser deities. The people of Inazuma believe that everything around them has a spirit, and those spirits will help them in their time of need.
Oh, so the people make shrines for them and give them offerings.
Yeah, in a way, it's a form of prayer and a token of appreciation.
Paimon gets it now. Let's find Ayaka and have her put up a shrine for us. If we do that, we'll be able to get lots of offerings as well. Paimon's so happy.
Is that an acceptable thing to do?
What's wrong? Haven't we been helping out everyone this whole time? We may be doing an even better job than those deities.
You do have a point. But when I picture people placing flowers or fruits in front of a shrine for me, it doesn't feel right. In Hanamizaka, there's a place called the Bantan Sango Detective Agency.
Paimon remembers. It's the one run by Sango and Ryuji, right? Everyone speaks highly of them.
I heard that they frequently get caught up in strange incidents, and some places have banned them from entering their premises.
Paimon thinks that's undeserved. After all, Sango and Ryuji have helped a lot of people.
Would you invite them if you were organizing a dinner party? What if halfway through the meal, one of the guests suddenly shrieked and collapsed onto the ground?
If that's the case, then Paimon thinks it's a bad idea. Paimon suddenly feels that hanging out with them could be dangerous.
Well, that's the price you pay for being a famous detective.
yeah! Have you drawn fortune slips at the shrine before? If we draw them before our next adventure, they may provide us with some guidance.
But what if our draws are inauspicious or turn out to be a bad omen? If that happened, we'd probably end up in a bad mood.
Oh, that's fine. According to the Shrine Maidens, if someone draws a bad omen, they just need to hang it on a tree in the shrine. So we should keep on drawing and drawing until we get a super lucky draw. Then we'll hang all the bad ones on the tree.
If everyone did that, there'd be no more space left to hang the slips.
How did a genie that big get into Dory's lamp?
Only one way to find out. In you go, Paimon.
Not a chance. There's no way Paimon would fit in there.
Okay, well, if you want, you can be the genie of the Serena Teapot instead.
Ooh, great idea. Paimon's down.
You seem pretty excited about this.
Yeah. Paimon's been wanting to try this for ages. Poof! Didst thou summon me, O traveler from a distant land? Come on. Now you have to grant Paimon 3 wishes. Paimon's first wish is, bring Paimon lots of delicious food.
Hey, you're not supposed to be the one making wishes.
Whoa, healthcare is free in Sumeru?
Are you feeling unwell, Paimon?
No, not right now. Thanks for asking, though. Eating the street food on every corner has never sounded so tempting.
Your stomach is gonna punish you for that.
If so, Paimon will go see a doctor and get treated. It's all for free. It'd be a waste not to take advantage of this, don't you think?
Maybe, but then again, the treatment would likely include a restricted diet.
Oh no! So no more delicious food then?
That, plus the doctor would make you take the most bitter-tasting medicine ever.
Oh, okay. Maybe Paimon needs to reconsider this idea. So many people in Sumeru want to become scholars. Motivated by this ambition, they all study really hard to try and achieve it. But Paimon bets that the first ever scholar didn't set out to become a scholar. So what do you think the first ever scholar's ambition was?
Probably to get their research paper written as quickly as possible.
Huh? But isn't a scholar's ultimate goal supposed to be pursuing the highest and greatest knowledge or something? Paimon's sure that it must have been because of a fervent desire for knowledge that they became Sumeru's first true scholar.
Writing papers is how you pursue knowledge.
But what about when it's the highest and greatest knowledge of all?
Even then, if you wanted to prove it, you'd need a research paper. And after that, you'd need to start working on another paper to validate your original thesis.
Okay, Paimon's got it. Come on, don't look so sad. It's not like you have to worry about writing papers yourself. You've never had to write a paper before, right? Paimon wants to go visit the Amorta scholars.
When did you become such an avid student, Paimon?
Well, Paimon heard that the Amorta scholars' research is all about nature. Which means they must have to research which animals are edible and which ones taste the best. And that kind of thing. Paimon thinks it'd be really fun to help them out with their research.
In other words, you've got a craving for some tasty organic dishes.
No, Paimon genuinely thinks that it's a really meaningful research topic and wants to help out.
Well, in that case, I think the Amurta scholars might be more interested to find out about Paimon's species and behavioral patterns.
Gee, is that the time? Paimon just remembered we have something else more important to do. Sumpter bees are adorable. Paimon likes how the people who keep them give them each a special name based on their most distinctive traits.
For all we know, the Sumpter beasts might be giving each of us a name in return. Maybe that's how they respond when we call their name.
Really? So what kind of name do you think they'd give us? understand that?
A rough translation would be vociferous, pestiferous, molliculus, niveus, microbipedal. That's the scientific name, of course.
Oh? What would the common name be then?
Noisy two-legged critter.
Hey, why keep only the negative traits? There are 6 darshans in Sumeru. Ooh, it would be cool if Paimon had her own darshan too. It'll be called Paimonology.
What wisdom would Paimonology stand for?
Practical wisdom for everyday life.
So Paimonology scholars would specialize in the art of cooking slimes in 100 different ways, never letting a single Mora escape their grasp, giving people ugly nicknames, etc.?
Whoa, you read Paimon's mind! Also, don't forget how to become the best travel guide in Tibet. Oh, this is a fantastic idea! Come on, let's go submit a darshan application to the Academia! From this day on, you'll be the Grand Sage of Paimonology!
I'd like to decline the honor, please.
Did you know that there are all kinds of strange shroomkin in Sumeru?
Oh yeah, here's a fun one. Legend has it there were some forest boars who couldn't live without mushrooms, and the two species gradually formed a symbiotic relationship with each other. Now they're known as shroom boars.
Whoa, that's a lot like us. Paimon can't live without you either.
If you can't live without me, that means I'm the shroom and Paimon's the...
Boar! Hey, wait a second! The residents of the Grand Bazaar are all so talented. They sell their own woven goods, beautiful vases and jars, and delicious-smelling spices that make Paimon's tummy start rumbling. And they all sing and dance really well. Paimon wishes she could do that.
Well, if you're serious about it, there's no reason you couldn't learn.
What? Really?
Well, for starters, you have a natural advantage when it comes to dancing. You won't trip over yourself or accidentally step on someone else's foot.
Oh yeah! Paimon always forgets how useful flying can be. Alright then, let's go boost a move at the Grand Bazaar and watch everyone shower Paimon with admiration.
Aha. So that's what this is about.
People in Sumeru seem to take divination and fortune-telling pretty seriously. For starters, there's astrology, although only the scholars get to practice that. But ordinary citizens have their ways too. They can do divinations with just a cup of coffee.
It's the nation of wisdom, after all. It seems like people have an insatiable curiosity to learn about everything, including their own future.
Paimon heard that they can tell your fate just by looking at the bottom of a finished cup of coffee. Sounds way easier than climbing to the top of a tower and staring at the stars all night.
Oh, so you're interested in learning your fate now?
Yeah, although Paimon's really more interested in finding out what the coffee tastes like. Khedive and Nisa kept talking about poor Biruni this and poor Sina that. Why do all these words have poor at the front?
Well, per means descendant and also student. So in this case, they're referring to themselves as the children and students of the great sages of old.
Huh, so that's what it means. From the way they were throwing these words around, Paimon was sure it'd be something to be proud of.
Wait, but isn't it?
Well, Paimon, for one, would much rather be known as the founding father than have a name that basically says, so-and-so's my daddy. Pretty embarrassing, don't you think?
I have to admit, I've never thought about it like that.
It's not only Sumeru locals at the Academia, huh? There are students from other nations, too. Imagine leaving your hometown behind and traveling to a faraway and unfamiliar land in the pursuit of learning. How inspiring!
We travel to unfamiliar lands pretty often, too.
Huh. You're right. That means we're also super inspiring.
Not in the pursuit of learning, though.
Oh, so we're not as inspiring as the students after all. But we we do know the best places to eat in Sumeru, and who you can rely on to help you out. That counts as knowledge, right?
Yeah, and to many people, it could be extremely valuable knowledge.
Great! So we're just as inspiring as them after all. The whole of Sumeru City is built on top of a giant tree. How amazing is that? We've seen lots of incredible trees on our journey, haven't we? There's our old stomping ground at Windrise, the frost-bearing tree on Dragonspine, and the sacred sakura on Inazuma. Sumeru's tree doesn't seem to have a fancy name, though. People just call it the Divine Tree.
Sometimes the most important things have the simplest names.
Really? Maybe you have a point. Long names would be kinda inconvenient if you had to say them every day. Anyway, people in the city only have to say down below, and everyone knows they mean the bottom of the tree. What's that saying again? Names aren't things themselves. They're just words for things.
So is Paimon just a word for a thing, too?
Yeah! Kinda. But, wait, no! Paimon is just Paimon. So, with Sumeru having so many scholars in different darshans, do you think they end up arguing a lot? You know, just like the rivalry between Lee cuisine and Yue cuisine in Liyue.
I'm sure they do. Conflict between different schools of thought is the most normal thing ever. As the Liyue martial arts novels say, wherever there are people, there will be conflict.
Wow, what a line! That's heavy. But the scholars in Sumeru probably don't duel like Liyue martial artists, right?
Maybe they settle things with a game of Genius Invocation, TCG.
Oh, good point! A duel of wits. Paimon can just imagine it. When one scholar can't convince another in an argument, he takes out his deck of cards, calmly sits down opposite his opponent, thinks for a moment, and then secures his victory.
That does sound like something that would happen in Sumeru.
The game ends, and the winner says, "Good game," as a sign of respect to his opponent. After that, both sides are back on good terms.
Saying that would probably only escalate the conflict.
Huh? Why? Whew! Port Ormos definitely has a different vibe to Sumeru City. It's a bustling area, and there's so many Outlanders. Plus, no one needs to spend all their time buried in their studies, which is nice.
Yes, but that's why they end up being disciplined by the port authorities. So you see, Paimon, if you don't study hard, you'll end up just like them.
Oh. Wait, what was that tone of voice for? Port Ormos is built on the ruins of the fortress of the Alliance of the Alliance of something, anyway. The name's too long. Paimon can't remember it. Anyway, that's what all the bookish people in Sumeru say.
Oh, you mean the Alliance of the 29 Ocean Days? Apparently, the Alliance was formed by a bunch of arrogant pirate leaders, none of whom wanted to work for any of the others. They fought and looted each other constantly, causing endless chaos in coastal Sumeru. Finally, one day, they decided to enter into an alliance with one another and divide power equally between themselves. The members of the alliance were called Days.
Oh, and so after that, there was no more fighting and no more stealing, so everyone could get along happily and make a boatload of more together. Right? Right?
Well, presumably that's what they were hoping.
Huh?
Before long, they were forming factions again, and the infighting between them escalated into the biggest internal battle they'd seen yet. Their fortress at Port Ormos was completely destroyed, and all the Days were done for.
What?
Following that, an unprecedented period of peace finally came to Port Ormos, and the area began to develop into what we see today.
Huh. So the Alliance was just a bunch of dumb bad guys. Sino's super into that card game Genius Invocation TCG, isn't he? Doesn't it seem kind of weird for the General Mahamatra to be into playing cards?
Not when you consider his hairstyle.
Huh? What has his hairstyle got to do with it?
When you're playing a card game, the fancier your hairstyle, the more distracting it is for your opponent. What's going on with this guy? How did he manage to shape his hair like that? When your opponent's mind is consumed with thoughts like this, you'll quickly gain the upper hand.
Really? Then we better think twice before playing against him.
I don't know. I think I might just have an advantage over him.
But you don't have a fancy hairstyle at all, and your clothes look pretty normal too.
But I do have Paimon. You know, he'd be like, "What's up with this guy? And what's that pesky flying companion of his up to?" As long as you're floating by my side, Sino's mind will be consumed with thoughts like this. I, on the other hand, would be completely unfazed by his hairstyle, so I'd be able to focus, and victory would be mine.
Forget it. If you want to play cards, go get a funny haircut. The Seabird's Great Detective Herlock series is going to be published by Yai Publishing House, right?
Seems like it.
But the Seabird clearly doesn't need help with printing and distribution. Why don't they just publish it themselves?
You still have a lot to learn about the dark side of the publishing industry.
Ugh. Okay, you know it all. Go on then. Give Paimon one good reason why the Steambird can't publish its own novels when it already publishes a newspaper that's read all over to that.
Because the key to a successful light novel is...
Uh-huh.
the illustrations.
What? No way! Try telling that to all the writers and editors in Tibet. They're the ones working their butts off coming up with ideas.
Maybe so, but the Yai Publishing House has all the best illustrators on their payroll, and poaching them can't be easy. Artists like Calx must be virtually impossible to contact without going through them.
Oh. Yeah, that's a fair point.
But there's another reason, too. Only works published by the Yai Publishing House make it into Genius Invocation TCG crossovers.
Huh? Paimon never knew!
That's the deepest, darkest secret of the publishing industry. It's not about stories anymore. It's about products and how to commercialize them.
That's just sickening. So apparently, some detectives in Fontaine managed to solve cases without ever setting foot outside their homes. They call them armchair detectives. That's what they call working from home, right? Sounds pretty cushy. Still, how do I figure out the truth if they never even go to the crime scene? Oh, Paimon knows! They must be using divination.
You're thinking of fortune tellers, Paimon, not detectives.
Oh, yeah.
In any case, surely the evidence isn't just dropping itself off at the detective's doorstep.
You mean... Oh, the detective must have people collecting information for them!
Perhaps. Or maybe they post commissions at the Adventurers Guild?
Huh? But that would mean the detective gets all the credit for our hard work. Oh, bet they make a tiny sum more off it, too. Paimon won't stand for that! Let's go have a little talk with Detective Armchair right now! At the Fontaine Research Institute, they research clockwork and different energy sources, right? So how come there are rumors about a mystery treasure? It'd make more sense if the treasure was owned by a bandit or a pirate. But Paimon's not sure that the researchers' and technicians' definition of treasure is really mysterious enough to get excited about.
What about researcher by day, bandit by night? Does that sound mysterious enough?
Well, for starters, it sounds exhausting. Imagine finishing your day job, then working a whole other job at night. When would they get time to rest?
Maybe they wouldn't need to rest if they were actually a clockwork mecca in disguise.
Ah, a mystery treasure left by a clockwork mecca who's a researcher by day and a bandit by night? Oh, now that sounds more like it. Detective stories like Great Detective Herlock and the Case Files of Miss Orith are really popular in Fontaine.
They're also pretty complex. Can you even follow the plot?
Don't you underestimate Paimon? If Paimon read any of those novels, she'd definitely solve the mystery before she's even halfway through!
Okay, well, if you do, then keep it to yourself. You don't want to spoil the story for anyone else.
Paimon would never do that!
Although, you also have to watch out for people who use no spoilers as an excuse to shut down discussions, when the truth is, they're just annoyed that a story they can't stand is getting so much attention.
Huh. Well, Paimon doesn't read much, so she wouldn't know anything about that kind of thing.
You see it a lot when two fans of Onibudo get talking. Someone will butt in and say something like, "Stop, don't spoil it for me. I'm only up to Chapter 2 of Volume 1.
Chapter 2? Yeah, clearly they have no intention of reading any further.
Hey, Paimon, you want to hear a secret?
Sure.
Listen carefully.
Mm-hmm.
Zhongli is Rex Lapis.
What a crazy twist! Why would you spoil? Oh, wait a second. We figured out that one ages ago.
Pro tip. While we're in Fontaine, if someone ever picks a fight with you, you should never fight back unless there are witnesses around.
Huh? Why's that?
'Cause without any evidence, the court will probably reject your claim of self-defense and they'll just rule that it was an intentional street fight.
Okay, and then what?
Well, if that happens, you'll almost certainly end up having to duel before you're put to trial. At that point, you'll either have to fight the same person all over again, or go head-to-head with their champion duelist.
Paimon just feels bad for whoever has to fight you. Pretty crazy how things that happened only yesterday show up in today's issue of the Steambird. Even stuff that happened late at night, way outside the city, makes it in. How do they manage to get these articles written up so quickly?
Yeah, not to mention printed first thing in the morning.
Paimon gets it! There must be a magic printer at the Steambird's office. As soon as the reporters bring in the latest news, they feed it to the printer and it goes nom, gobbling all the writing up, ready to spit it back out when it's printing time. They probably have some reporters bursting in through the doors at the last minute yelling, "Wait! There's one last article to feed to the printer!"
That's definitely a very compelling image. But as far as I know, magic printers like that don't exist. It's all thanks to the tireless work of the editing team that the Steambird gets printed on time every day. They sit there going, huh? Oh no. As they race through correcting spelling errors, then they squeeze it all into neat vertical columns of text and run to their colleagues shouting, "Just give me 5 more minutes, please!" That's the real magic behind meeting publishing deadlines.
Whoa. It's pretty amazing that they're able to make a whole newspaper in just one day. Do they ever get time to sleep? Huh. Novels in Fontaine have weirdly long names. This one's called Do Clockwork Mecha Dream of Cogwheel Chiropractors. But the writing style and themes are pretty different from Inazuma's light novels.
According to the synopsis, this novel is about a clockwork mecha experiencing back pain due to bending over for extended periods. It finally gives in, quits its job as an illustrator, then goes on a long journey looking for a chiropractor to cure its mechanical spine.
That actually sounds pretty interesting.
But why a chiropractor, though? Wouldn't an engineer do the job better? They could just go to the Fontaine Research Institute and save themselves the long journey.
Well, yeah, but having met some of the engineers from the Institute, Paimon could see why they wouldn't want to.
Oh yeah, that's true. But anyway, even though the protagonist of the story is a clockwork mecha, you can still tell that it was written by a human. Imagine if they got a real clockwork mecha to write a novel. I wonder what they'd write about.
How about this? I awoke one morning and found myself human.
Hey, that's a good one, Paimon.
The opera epiclese is used for both criminal trials and performances, so... Wait,
Huh? What's bothering you, Paimon?
Well, what if someone did a show about a criminal trial there? How would the audience be able to tell whether it's a real trial or not?
That's a very good question. Can you imagine the looks that the actor playing the criminal would get out on the street the following day? Everyone who recognized them would say, "Hey, weren't you the one on trial yesterday?"
Yeah, exactly! It would get so confusing!
The actor would constantly be telling everyone, "It was just a show, for goodness sake. Stop treating it like it's real."
Well, they'd only have themselves to blame. What do they expect staging a show about a trial in the opera Epicles? Clearly they're just trying to confuse people. What a terrible idea!
Yeah, it is a terrible idea. What were you thinking, Paimon?
Wait, what? Nothing! Just what a terrible idea it would be if someone came up with that idea. Fanta tastes amazing, don't you think?
Yep, it's so refreshing, especially when you down the whole thing in one big gulp.
Can you buy a glass for Paimon? Paimon's always wanted to try that thing.
What thing?
Just buy it! You'll see in a minute! Gulp, 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 gulp. That's what those drunkards do after they clink their glasses together. Paimon's been itching to try it for ages.
Don't imitate them, Paimon. It's not a good look on you.
Gardamex carry out whatever task they're programmed to do, so basically they can do whatever you tell them to.
Got another bright idea, Paimon?
Yep. Paimon needs a commission handling Gardamex, a material harvesting Gardamex, and a domain exploring Gardamex. Ooh, and a gourmet chef Gardamex too! Then we can sit back and enjoy our new fully automated lifestyle.
They're extremely expensive to own and operate, though. And don't forget there's maintenance and repair costs as well. Okay, let me do some quick napkin math here. Using a Gardamex, the average cost to harvest a single mint would come to around 6,300 mora.
What? Oh, that's eye-wateringly expensive. Suddenly, Paimon feels like we adventurers don't get paid enough for the high-value work we do. Fontaine's underwater world is so pretty. There's so many kinds of fish that Paimon's never seen before.
If only we could swim underwater in other places, too.
Yeah, it's a real shame. If you could go diving anywhere you wanted, where would you choose?
Probably either Liyue Harbor or Guyun Stone Forest.
Ooh, great idea! There's gotta be some sunken ships around there full of treasure! We could make a fortune.
Oh, there's also Sangonomiya Shrine in Inazuma. The view underwater must be stunning around there. So what about you, Paimon? Where would you go?
Let Paimon think. Well, since you already chose places in Liyue and Inazuma, Paimon's gonna go for Cider Lake!
Not a bad choice, but you gotta be careful, because just when you're swimming along, minding your own business...
Yeah?
Suddenly, you notice something slowly sinking in front of you.
Huh?
It's round and chubby with a red and white pattern on its surface. The moment you realize what it is, you know it's already too late.
A Jumpy Dumpty!
Boom!
And Paimon goes flying into the sky. There seems to be a lot of eccentric artists in the court of Fontaine. Apparently they often stage artistic performances at the opera house, too. The people of Fontaine sure place a lot of importance on the arts. Guess that's why they call it the City of the Arts. It's nothing like Sumeru, where people had to do their performances in secret.
You're pretty into the arts, huh?
Of course! Paimon's pretty much a connoisseur.
Okay, so what makes something art in your opinion?
Well, art should be something that's out of the ordinary. Something that sparkles like the stars at night.
By that definition, I have a work of art following me around wherever I go.
Huh? Wait, you don't mean Paimon, do you?
Yup, and now that I think about it, you should consider doing a performance sometime. Paimon, live at the Opera House. I bet a lot of people would go see that.
No way! Not gonna happen! You know what's strange? Clockwork mecha are extremely intricate, and yet people regularly manage to fix them just by whacking them a few times. How does that work?
I guess if a gear or drive shaft comes loose, sometimes whacking it or giving it a shake is enough to make the parts latch back onto each other.
Huh? Paimon didn't follow that.
Well, simply put, if the mecha isn't actually broken, a little tap can nudge the parts back into the right places. But on the other hand, if one of the parts is damaged, then no amount of whacking is ever gonna fix it.
Oh, so it's like knocking sense into people. It works fine as long as they've got a brain and they're just having a dumb moment, but if they're a total airhead, there's nowhere for the sense to go. Wait, why are you staring at Paimon's forehead?
Don't worry, I'm not gonna whack you in the head. It wouldn't work anyway.
Well, that's a relief. Wait, hey! So, there's this place in Fontaine called the Fortress of Meropide. Was it named after someone called Meropide?
I've never heard anything about that, but you could be right.
Paimon's kinda envious. Having a building named after you must be an amazing feeling. When you have the time, can you build something in your Serena teapot and name it the Fortress of Paimon?
Sure. In fact, I can do one better. I'll build it in downtown Fontaine.
Really? But surely that'd be way too expensive. Are you sure you can afford it?
Oh, absolutely. It won't actually cost that much.
Wow. You're so generous. So what are you gonna build?
I was thinking a cozy little clay bungalow with a wood burner for underfloor heating, a waterbed, a few chopped onions, salt and pepper, some greens, and,
Hey! Ugh, you're unbelievable! Can't we get through one nation without you cracking this stupid joke? Paimon's heard that the earliest clockwork components ever invented actually work on a very simple principle. You take a long object made from durable material, bend it, and wait for it to return to its original shape. As it rebounds, you can use the energy it gives off to power gears and stuff. And then you basically have an engine.
A long object made from a durable material. You know what that reminds me of? Cryo and pyro regisvines, don't you think?
Ooh! Of all the things you could have thought of, why those two? But come to think of it, the regisvines are pretty good at whipping their stalks around.
And they're really strong, too. If you let them charge up their energy and swing at you, they'll knock down anyone in their path, even me. And we both know how strong I am.
So, are you saying that you could turn the regisvines into a clockwork mechanism?
Well, think about it. Since cryo and pyro life forms are highly incompatible, if we put them both next to each other at a slight incline so their necks are tilted towards one another, they'd spin non-stop to avoid touching each other. It would be the world's most powerful clockwork mechanism. Once we found a way to harness it, it would generate enough energy to power most of the machines in Fontaine.
Oh, yeah, you're right! This is a genius idea! Eat your heart out, Fontaine Research Institute! All we need to do now is find a way to bring the regisvines to Fontaine, put them in position, and... Wait a sec. How the heck are we gonna get those overgrown ferns to Fontaine?
As soon as we've tackled the minor issues of practicality and cost-effectiveness. How about we explore the details ahead of us later?
Paimon thought we'd be saying goodbye to the amazing cafes after we left Sumeru, but it seems like people in Fontaine are big coffee drinkers too.
They sure are. Even the newspapers run articles about how great coffee is at keeping you awake and alert, and at boosting your energy levels so you can keep performing at peak efficiency during a long working day.
Whew. Any job where you need coffee to stay energized must be exhausting. Like, blacksmiths? Maybe chefs too. Oh, and adventurers. They're always running around all over the place. Hey, and what about divers?
Divers, huh? That's definitely the odd one out here. How are divers supposed to drink coffee when they work underwater the entire time?
Yeah, that's a good question. They can't take off their helmets underwater, so they'd probably have to shut themselves inside an even bigger glass box and drain all the water out before they can finally drink their coffee. Probably from a bottle. No, wait. If the coffee's already in a bottle, all they need is a long straw that goes from the bottle into their helmet. Then they'd be able to take a sip of coffee whenever they want.
Ew. But then the coffee would go cold. Cold coffee is just gross. With the important exception of iced coffee. But that's its own thing.
Well, that's no problem. They could just bring a stove with them underwater. You've seen the kind of stove that most people use in Fontaine, right? It only has one small opening at the top. As long as that's sealed nice and tight, it won't go out, even underwater. Wait a second. No way. Is that? That's it! That must be the whole reason stoves in Fontaine are made that way!
Ding, ding, ding. Right answer. That is indeed the reason behind the design of the Fontaine-style stove.
Paimon's the smartest. Hey, how about we open an underwater cafe? Paimon bets there's lots of divers out there craving some coffee while they're down in the depths. Yeah, this could be a huge opportunity for us! Once we open the world's first ever underwater cafe, the Mora will come rolling in! Heck, and why stop at cafes? The ocean's our oyster! We could build a whole shopping mall down there, then a whole underwater business district! It's gotta be the best feeling in the world making Mora through your very own stroke of business genius.
Just one thing, okay? Don't go taking out a loan in my name.
Paimon was not expecting to see Clockwork Mecha dancing. As dangerous as it is to get too close to them, it sure is nice to watch them from a distance. Imagine if they had ones that could sing and play musical instruments too! That'd be really cool.
Then you'd just need some mecha for the audience, and you'd have a show by mecha for mecha.
Somehow that's a pretty scary thought. Anyway, mecha are meant to do stuff, not sit there and watch a show. Oh, how about mecha that can paint? Paimon bets their paintings would look just like photos taken with a camera.
Sounds like you could just use a camera.
Oh, right, yeah, Paimon's brain stopped working. What about you? If you could make a Clockwork Mecha do anything at all, what would it be?
Travel guiding, perhaps? Bleep blorp, this is your guidebot speaking. Please go straight on at the next crossroads. Bloop blurp.
Paimon's just remembered how much training you need before you can own a Clockwork Mecha, and how expensive they are. Also, who knows if they even work outside of Fontaine? The best travel guide into Vat will not lose her job to some machine. At least not yet. There always seems to be people throwing Mora into the fountain on Aranias.
Yeah, supposedly the fountain fairies listen to people's wishes. That's probably how the custom began.
Huh. So even fountain fairies need Mora? Whoa. They must be living the dream! All they need to do is find a fountain to live in and they're all set! No need to work, just sit back and wait for people to literally throw Mora to you.
I don't think that's quite how it works. You have to grant wishes, remember?
Oh, okay, well. Oh, young traveler, your wishes have been heard. Which lost sword is it that you seek? The dull blade or the silver sword?
They both look like trash, to be honest.
Just choose one.
Oh, fair maiden of the fountain, neither of these swords is mine, and neither do I desire. For what I seek is my lost travel companion.
Huh? You are a sneaky one, young traveler. Okay then, the fountain fairy shall grant your wish and become your best travel companion ever. Operas in Fontaine come in so many different genres. Historical, myths and legends, even fairy tales and modern romances.
And lots of adventure stories, too.
Oh, yeah! Like Tancred Chericli. Oh, Tancred, you fool! If only you'd recognize Shericleve before it was too late!
Apparently, the story's based on true events.
Ooh! Does that mean that there'll be opera adaptations of our adventures one day? We've been through so many adventures together, there's gotta be a scriptwriter out there who's interested in taking our story to the stage! And they won't have to worry about crafting the perfect tragedy either! Everyone loves a happy ending, right?
Oh, how about we get a head start and assign voices to ourselves?
Paimon thinks you have a baritone voice. What do you think Paimon should be?
Remind me, what's that shrill voice that most prima donnas have?
Oh, you must be thinking of a coloratura soprano. Hey! Apparently, every Melusine gets their own special token when they're born. They treat it as a symbol of their very being.
If you were a Melusine, what would your token be?
Definitely a fork, to represent Paimon's lifelong mission to taste all the delicious food in the whole world!
Not Mora, then?
Oh, good point. Yeah, if it were Mora, it'd mean that Paimon's destined to be a super rich person. Then Paimon could buy anything she wants. Oh, Paimon's so torn. Both are so tempting.
How about a fork made from Mora? Then you can have your cake and eat it, so to speak.
Wow, that's a great idea! Anyway, enough about Paimon. Your token would probably be a cooking pot to represent being Paimon's personal gourmet chef.
No. My token would be Paimon.
Aw, really?
With Paimon as my token, everything that you have would ultimately belong to me.
Okay, sure. Friends share everything, right?
Yeah, my stuff would still be mine.
Hey, no fair! People in the city keep telling us how Palais Mermonia is a super stressful place to work. But when we went to see it for ourselves, it seemed like hardly anyone works there. And the few people who do work there were hardly working. In fact, they looked like they didn't have a care in the world. What part of working there is supposed to be so stressful exactly?
Maybe the work they carry out is essential but insignificant.
How can something be both of those things at the same time?
Well, okay, so imagine that one day you suddenly forgot how to fly and fell to the ground.
That'll never happen. Flying's a piece of cake for Paimon.
Probably not, but just in case, we should make sure there's a cart loaded with cushions ready to catch you at all times. The cart would have to be designed to withstand any environment and weather conditions, and the cushions would need to be soft enough to break your fall gently. It would need to be built from the sturdiest timber and strongest rope, and packed with plenty of medical supplies and snacks, and all because keeping Paimon safe and sound is absolutely essential.
You really mean that? Aw, thanks! But there's really no need to go to all that trouble. Paimon's been flying for a really long time. There's no way Paimon's gonna suddenly drop out of the air, so you don't need to worry about it.
See? That's why it's insignificant. If it ever did happen, the consequences would be disastrous. Hence why it's essential to be prepared. But practically speaking, the chances of it happening are next to nothing. So it's insignificant at the same time. If someone in the Palais Mermonia was assigned a task like that, it'd be up to them to decide how busy they want to get. Chances are they'd probably just sit back and do nothing.
But what if Paimon really does forget how to fly one day? What's gonna happen when Paimon falls to the ground?
I'll be here to catch you no matter what. Because you're not essential but insignificant. You're the best travel companion ever.
Hey, so the valleys here are just bursting with shiny gemstones. This could be a huge opportunity for us. We should get digging ASAP. With any luck, we'll hit the jackpot and we'll never have to worry about Mora again.
But how would you actually know when you've hit the jackpot? Can you even tell which stones are the valuable ones?
Well, Paimon just figured that the shinier the stone, the more valuable it is. Yeah, that should be about right.
You're starting to sound like an evil fairy tale dragon, hoarding all the shinies they can get their greedy claws on.
Except we're in Natland now, so instead of evil dragon, it's noble saurian! Oh, brave and cunning traveler, follow this noble saurian for she shall lead you to the most precious gemstone in the entire world!
Great! Except she can't tell which stones are the valuable ones. So how's that gonna work?
The Scions of the Canopy sure do love their extreme outdoor sports. Seems like they have a real appetite for danger. Free solo climbing, sky surfing, volcano parkour, bungee jumping off cliffs. Whew. Even the thought of it makes Paimon lightheaded.
Really? Honestly, some of the stuff we've done is at least as dangerous as that. We froze half to death on Dragon's Spine, narrowly avoided being fried in all those thunderstorms, got sandblasted in the scorching desert, stared death in the face in those eerie, withering zones. The list goes on.
Huh. Well, when you put it like that, yeah, we've been through some pretty extreme stuff.
Mm-hmm. But we're built different. Most people's idea of danger is probably just an average day on the road for us. That's probably how it is for the Scions of the Canopy with their extreme sports as well.
Whoa, wait a second! Let's get one thing straight. You might be built different, but Paimon sure as heck isn't. Now, Paimon's sure that you and your danger-braving buddies know what you're doing, but the second we find ourselves in serious trouble, Paimon's gonna hide behind you until it's over. The people of the springs are so chill. If they're not relaxing in a hot spring, they're planning their next big soak.
Apparently, some of them even hire musicians to play some relaxing music while they take a dip. The warm water relaxes the body, and the soothing music relaxes the mind.
Whoa, that sounds so nice. Paimon wants to try it for herself.
All right, next time you visit the hot springs, I'll play some Aranara music for you.
Oh! Ooh! But Paimon doesn't play any instruments, so what happens when it's your turn to go in the spring?
You can sing me a song. Maybe an opera from Fontaine?
That's way too hard! Also, not exactly relaxing. That kind of music will put your blood pressure through the roof! How about some Natland rap instead? Paimon's been practicing. Check this out! Hey! Flying in your face! It's Paimon the Guide! No stranger to danger! Takes it in her stride! Saw a beast called Blubber in the nation of water! My Guhua brother got his weapons in order! Sword in one hand and a spear in the other!
Wow, very smooth. If I was listening to that in a hot spring, I'd be tapping the water to the beat like a drum.
Yeah! It'd be like a big music festival! And anyone who's late to the party, the rhythm of the water would get them right into the groove!
Wait. Didn't we start this by saying how the hot springs are meant to be relaxing?
Don't you think those masked warriors look super cool?
Yeah, really gives them an air of mystery.
Right? Don't you think Paimon should get in on this too? Put on a mask and win some wrestling matches with the Collective of Plenty? She could make a whole new name for herself. Paimon's even thought of some catchphrases. Get this! A Saurian warrior never removes her mask! Famous adventurer by day, mighty Saurian warrior by night! Does that sound cool or what?
Yeah, it does. But there's just one problem.
Huh? What's that?
You'll just look like Paimon in a mask. No air of mystery there.
Here in Natland, they seem to use woven scrolls where most nations would use books. It feels so different reading off of them.
Yeah, they say it started with the Masters of the Nightwind, when the shamans began recording their tribal history and legends on woven material. As the practice became more widely adopted, the number and variety of stories grew.
Oh, Paimon should make a record of all our adventures as well. That way, if you ever start a tribe called the Travelers, you'll have your very own historical record. Plus, it could make a really cool cape. And an extra blanket when you're camping in the wild.
That would make for one weathered chronicle.
Paimon's heard that everyone from the Collective of Plenty is built like a bricklayer.
Maybe you should go stay with them for a while. Grow those muscles out.
No, Paimon likes herself the way she is now.
Okay, then what about staying with the Flower Feather clan instead? Their thing is flying. I bet they could help you sharpen your skills.
But isn't Paimon good enough at flying already?
Yeah, but then you'd be able to carry me when you fly.
Nope, not happening. How would that even be possible?
Well, if you had those muscles I talked about.
Oh, geez, not this again. For the last time, no! There are so many cute saurians in that land! Paimon's gonna make friends with every single one.
Oh, someone sounds confident.
You bet! Paimon's got it all figured out!
Oh, you do, huh? Come on, then. What's the secret to making saurian friends?
It's really simple. First, you gotta sweet-talk them. Show them you mean well so they relax their defenses. Then you gently pat them on the head. That makes them feel more comfortable around you. Last but not least, get them some good grub. The way to a saurian's heart is through the stomach, after all. What do you think? Solid plan, huh?
What do I think? I think that all of these tactics would also work really well on you, Paimon.
Would not! Paimon can't be won over by some cheap tricks.
Huh? Oh, you misunderstand. I meant to say that you're as cute as a baby saurian.
Flattery? Really? You think that'll work on Paimon? Think again.
But I was being sincere, Paimon. How can I prove it to you? With some sweet madame, perhaps?
Wait, really? Sweet madame? Oh, heck yes! Paimon can totally go for some of that right now. What's with that smug look on your face? What, is Paimon missing something? Word is that speed's of the essence when doing archaeology work with the Children of Echoes. Why is that?
It's probably because this place is absolutely overflowing with relics.
But isn't that a good thing?
Well, more relics means more competition. Imagine you saw a really cool stone slate one day and planned to come back and grab it the day after, only to show up the next day and find someone else had already beaten you to it.
Huh. Paimon still doesn't get it.
Okay, here's another analogy. Imagine one night you're all ready to dig into a delicious snack, but then you find a piece of it's missing.
Yeah, that'd be terrible. Wait a sec, that's exactly what happened last night! Anything you want to confess, traveler? Paimon's heard that even in that land, there are lots of ways to resolve conflict that don't involve contests of strength.
Really? In the Nation of War?
Yeah, like apparently some people in the Children of Echoes settled their disputes by holding a dance-off.
A dance-off? So they mutually decide on a time and place?
Uh-huh.
And just dance their socks off?
Mm-hmm.
Until one person gets so exhausted they can't get up anymore?
Yep. Wait, what the... Hold on, that is a contest of strength. The Natlanese seem to do a lot of doodling everywhere. Except they don't call it doodling, do they? They call it, flow something.
Phlogiston engraving. But strictly speaking, that refers to the engraving of special stone tablets. What you're talking about is just regular graffiti. Take this one, for example. It basically just says, "You're in Nanatsukayan territory now. Children of Echoes for the win."
That's pretty fun. Now Paimon wants in. Shall we do some graffiti of our own?
We sure can. But what do you think we should draw?
Well, that's easy. A portrait of the best travel guide in all of Teyvat. Now, let's see. Ah, there! Put it right there on that cliff face.
So you want me to do the honors, huh? All right then, let me think about this. Yep, first we need to capture that classic Paimon facial expression. Seething with rage.
Mm-hmm. Wait, what? Oh, you know what? Forget it! Paimon has decided to find a professional Natlanese graffiti artist instead!
The Natlanese seem to have a genuinely close relationship with their saurians.
Yeah, they're true companions just like us, inseparable wherever they go.
So, let's say there was a competition between you and the saurians. Who do you think would win the title of Champion Companion?
What sort of question is that?
I mean, the more I think about it, it's like you can't burrow into the ground like the Tapetli-saurs, and you don't fly as fast as the Cuckoo-saurs.
Hey! You're thinking about this all wrong! For starters, Paimon flies way faster than any Tapetli-saur, and she's better than the Cuckoo-saur at picking out the tastiest chicken mushroom skewer from the grill!
And most importantly of all, Paimon has been at my side longer than any Saurian.
Exactly! Let's not forget who's the best travel guide in all of Tibet!
All right, my trusty companion. Shall we set off on our next adventure?
Actually, now that Paimon's mentioned it, she feels like her chicken mushroom skewer picking out skills have gotten a little rusty. Come on, you should cook up a few so Paimon can practice. Have you noticed the makeup that Natlanese people wear? Or body paint or tattoos or graffiti or whatever it's called? Anyway, it looks really cool.
I have noticed. Body paint is right, although it's not just any old paint. Apparently, it contains phlogiston.
Wow, really?
Yep. If you're interested to try it out, I'm pretty sure they offer a body painting experience specially for tourists. But they just use normal paint for that.
Oh, well, since we're here, why don't we try it? All part of the experience.
Sure thing. You'll need to pick a color palette and a motif first, though. Each tribe has its own style.
All right, Paimon chooses... Paimon chooses... Oh, they all look so cool. Choosing between them is impossible. Choosing is losing. Paimon will take them all.
Wow. Today I learned that Paimon is a maximalist. Well, I'm sure some people would say less is more, but I say, you do you, Paimon.
What are you talking about? Paimon never said anything about using them all at once. She just wants options so she can switch up her style every day.
Oh, that's too bad. I would have loved to see Paimon with an elaborate arm tattoo.
Stop! Nope! Stop it! No imagining Paimon with an arm tattoo! Not allowed! That volcano is so huge! You can see it from anywhere in that land! Where do you think all that magma comes from, though?
One legend holds that an enormous pyro dragon slumbers in the deepest depths of Natlan. Within the dragon's body dwells the world's first flame, burning eternally and causing boils to form on the dragon's back. Every once in a while, these boils spew out fire, which takes the form of magma when it comes above ground.
For real? But what happens if the dragon ever wakes up? Natlan will be doomed!
Yep. And that's why the Pyro Archon gets the tribes to periodically join forces and go pacify the dragon, to make sure it stays asleep.
Wait, what? No, that's to fight the abyss, isn't it?
Well, not if this story from a woven scroll I bought on the street is to be believed.
Ugh, Paimon knew it.